Sure. We're gonna get, guys. I promise you, I'm gonna be here with you guys probably for weeks. There will be times for politics, but for now, let's focus on the immediate after effect right now.
So two things. One of my friends in the mob was just telling me he was hearing a bunch of interceptions earlier above the skies there. So Jordan's definitely sucked into this for sure. And that brings me to the point about retaliation. Iran's definitely going to be retaliating. We're seeing that start now. Both sides aren't opening with everything they've got right away. They have their plans. They have their reasons they're striking particular targets when they are. Maybe the Iranian regime is so flat-footed it's just randomly lashing out. But there's some level of planning that's going to kick in. And then I want to know what our response and what our preparations are to deal with what Iran's going to throw us. Because there's going to be lots of small drones, right? It's not just going to be the big missiles that we can intercept easily. We're going to have a lot of drones coming at us. There's going to be some type of ground operatives going after civilians, probably not just our people in the bases. I really would like to hear from the administration very early tomorrow morning. As soon as business hours open up, I would like to really see guidance on what people are supposed to be doing, because I feel like the now is too late for a lot of people, right? Like, this just seems to be very rushed. That's not a political judgment. I'm just comparing this to how the U.S. has conducted these types of operations since the end of World War II through now. We've never done this like this. This is different. So we should not be expecting the same type of outcomes when we're approaching it differently with a different or non-existent set of allies for the most part. We've got these Gulf countries that are getting sucked into this, frankly, against their will. They don't have a choice. They're going to have to participate. They are the battlefield. Literally, Iran doesn't border Israel. So these countries are caught in. And there's a lot of battle.
Jordanian outlets are reporting that missile fragments fell in northern Jordan. Okay. Qatar downs Iranian missile. Al Jazeera cites Qatari officials. So Qatar air defense of all that. So Qatar's air defense has already downed Iranian ballistic missiles.
Wouldn't that be the U.S. STAD system? What are we talking about?
So the Qatari Ministry of Defense is reporting that they're using their air defense systems to intercept Iranian ballistic missiles flying against IUD air base. And it's probably joint because there's U.S. patriots in. I'm assuming there's U.S. patriots in Qatar and IUD with the Qataris as well. They're doing interceptions right now.
Sitrap, do you have the total Ministry of Intelligence, Ministry of Defense, Office of the Supreme Leader, Atomic Energy Organization, and Parshan Complex all hit? Do you have that full list?
So actually, I did get. Actually, let me. Now that you say that, I do have.
I have that so far.
I have. What was it? There was a full list. If you have it, please share.
Yeah, I just posted it. It's on my feed. Yeah, I posted it on my feed. Yes.
Just while you were checking this, the Telegraph has set a map of the targeted area in the east, the west part of Iran. So Tabriz, Kangavar, Karmashah, Nahavand, Lorestan, Dasful, Isfahan, Qom, Tehran, and Karaj were the areas that were hit in the west of Iran. Those are the closest cities towards that could strike, let's say, the Levant and mainly Israel, and then the other strikes happen in the south.
Actually, Jane, I need to jump in. Sorry. I need to jump in.
Multiple ways of ballistic missiles. So far, nothing has had a massive impact, mostly intercepted. Did you see that?
Vladimir, do me a favor. Are you seeing reports that the PMU's Jurf al-Sakhar base was hit in southwest Baghdad?
No, I haven't seen it.
There's Aleph. Well, not Aleph anymore. What is his name? Shin.
Sorry, Sitrap, I don't interrupt, but the explosion in Bahrain seems significant.
Yeah. The cloud is big. Yep. Oh yeah. That's why I think when the administration denied it, it's like, no, you're not. You evacuated that base. Like, there's no reason why to be there. But we're also getting reports of the pro Iranian militia groups in Iraq have been targeted as well in southwest Baghdad. So there's that. Eyal, I see your hand up. Go ahead.
I just wanted to remark on what Brian said. Nobody said it's going to be a walk in the park.
Are you serious? I'm not saying you did, but many people have been on this stage and others and claim that everyone's going to love the shot and beat me and it's going to be great. I mean, not you, but many people are saying this is going to be easy.
No more is a walk on cake.
Well, we agree. We agree on that for sure.
The British Navy is saying that there has been significant military activity in the Strait of Hormuz. I think we have some allied ships out there helping out as well.
Yeah, no, Bahrain is getting hit hard.
Interesting.
Yeah, that Bahrain explosion looks downtown. Doesn't look like, oh, whoa. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty bad.
So it's not near. Well, I mean, that's the problem. The naval base is right there, and so if there's not an accurate missile system, it depends what system they launched. It's going to hit the downtown area.
Al Udeid Air Base is under attack right now in Qatar, is what's being stated by Telegram.
And if we hit their oil facility,
I'm looking at the plume from Bahrain. It's one location. It seems like it's a building. Is that by the water side? Which image are you looking at?
Yeah, that's the one. But all of Bahrain is on the water side, technically. When you go aerial, most of this, it's an island. It's a tiny island.
Bahrain's Interior Ministry citizens must evacuate to the safest place nearby. All missiles so far in the last 4 minutes have been intercepted so far, but the Houthis also launched ballistic missile. Does anybody confirm they actually launched ballistic?
We have people. Please. We have people on the ground inside of the UAE, and it seems that there has been heard of an explosion. It's not sure if it's an interception, but the airspace above the UAE have been closed.
Again, everybody in the Middle East. This is regime change. All bets are off. UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. It's going to be widespread. I've had multiple. It's going to be a widespread aspect. There's a reason why the administration probably at the beginning did the targets that they did, because there's what they're trying to do. I think, and Jim, the question that I have, James, is I am not convinced that this is coordinated. I am not convinced that this is coordinated, and this could be. I've seen this happen in previous examples from the Iranian ballistic missile program, where they panic because it sounds like onesies, and they just fire them, and that's what it's looking like. We're not seeing this widespread coordinated attack and coordinated, not even against Israel. So I think that's why the United States and Israel conducted the strikes that they did to try to prevent that. But that's what we're to do. So, yeah, sorry. Let me continue.
Just for information, and then I'm going to go to Gregory because he hasn't talked yet. We have seen every single ally of the U.S. and every single Arab country that's close to the borders.
We need to get hold of some of that shit. He's
Iran, except I'm looking like that, the Saudis. All the others have been hit. We're getting reports of hits inside of Iran. Just to give a throwback to everyone, around 3 hours ago, strikes started from a coalition between the U.S. and Israelis. They targeted around 6 cities inside of Iran, including Tehran. Big hits on the leadership position. So the head of the military apparatus, the military intelligence, the head of the judiciary system, the presidential palace was hit, Ali Khamenei's house was hit, while the Israelis were, based on reports, hitting radars and ballistic missiles situation. At the same time, Iran came up and said that we will retaliate, and throughout this retaliation until now, we've seen 5 to 6 throws towards Israel, and the rest have been towards Bahrain, the UAE, Qatar, and that's where we're hearing reports. The US followed that by a message by President Trump talking about stopping the ballistic threat and the nuclear attacks and the risk from the Iranian regime towards the other people in the region. And throughout after this statement, the entire bases, the naval bases of Iran were hit, and we're getting reports right now of another wave of attack coming from Iran towards other areas in the Middle East. We will be following with the news. If you have any news, please either post them in a bubble or send them to Mario. If you think you can add something to the discussion, message to Mario account. We're going to be here for a couple of hours, so even more.
James, there's another wave of tomahawks, James. Another wave of tomahawks. Can anybody confirm that? I'm seeing a video as well.
Short breaking. Tankers took off from Tel Aviv, from Lod Airport, American tankers, and they are on the flight radar application. So otherwise I wouldn't be saying this, but this is public information that is all over the world.
Okay, Satrap, a point before we go to Hillary.
James, the confirmation from Bahrain, the missile struck in Jufair area. It's close to the American base, but it's a really nice neighborhood. It's an upscale neighborhood. It's like a hangout area.
I'm trying to
Really?
aware.
What was hit? What?
United Arab Emirates, somebody there local said UAE was just hit. I'm trying to get exact information, but so I was trying to see if it's Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or what. I mean, oh shit, what's that base? What's that air base?
Al Udeid?
No, not IUD. That's Qatar. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. The base in UAE.
Oh, I don't
Al
remember.
Dhafra Air Base. Al Dhafra Air Base. There's a U.S. military base there. It's called Al Dhafra. A lot of guys deployed to the Middle East have been there. There's a base there. So if UAE that's attacked, that's where we're doing it. Oh, wait. What's going on? What is this? Okay, U.S. Navy, yeah. Okay, no, that's nothing new. So that's, yeah. But we're also going to report that possibly UAE is getting hit. We'll try to get more additional information on that.
So this is interesting. I mean, if we're talking about pretty much every Gulf state right now, except Saudi Arabia, you just got hit. What kind of reaction are the Iranians expecting from this? It's up to you.
Sorry, I was talking. I was mute.
No, I'm saying like pretty much every Gulf state just got hit.
Yeah, the reason why they're doing this is because they don't. If it's regime change, there's only one way they can cause pain.
Just Satrap, Kuwait have been struck. Kuwait, there is a strike, ongoing strikes on Kuwait.
Okay, I just got to make sure, James. Are we 1,000,000% confirmed? Because I remember the 12-day war at the beginning. Everything. I mean, back when we saw the video, everything was getting hit. Is Kuwait confirmed also hit?
There's alarm. Sorry, there's alarm. There's no confirmation yet. Per se.
I'm seeing reports of Kuwait getting hit too.
Right. So these are two pieces, right? One, there's two ways to analyze this. Either this is a coordinated attack that is being directed at top, and it makes sense if it was, because if it's regime change, this was how Iran was going to respond. Again, I dealt with the Iranian ballistic missile program. Like this is what was expected. That's why these U.S. and Israel are doing this, right? It's just strike everywhere around the region. Or number two, which we don't know, is if this isn't coordinated. And it's just basically independent units within the ballistic missile force are just panicking and just blindly firing missiles without a command element able to do it. We don't know the answer to that.
We don't know, but most likely they don't have communication, but they do have pre-planned orders.
That's why I said at the beginning with Craig way back then.
Sorry, Satrap. Reuters confirmed a huge explosion in Abu Dhabi. That's the headline.
Okay, so UAE there, and I think Abu Dhabi is where Al Dhafra Air Base is located. So that's probably, I wonder if that's what was the focus.
Yep. It's going to be a long night.
Long night, dude. It's going to be a long week, month. Come on. It's already been long. I've been covering cartels last week and done this. Let's go. This is just the reality of the ground. I mean, we're seeing U.S. embassies in Amman, Jordan, I'm not even going to list all the countries. Every single U.S. embassy in the region has already announced shelter-in-place orders. That's number one. We have seen that. Qatar airspace has been closed. That we got that from my sit rep. We also have. Let me see what else. I'm trying to make sure. No, there's nothing there. Kuwait has been targeted. It appears Bahrain has been targeted. Qatar, UAE. So, and now we're getting more waves of strikes inside of Iran. Yep, this is the one.
They're also claiming they're targeting the Fifth Fleet, but I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Fleet is the naval base. The Fifth Fleet is the naval base in Bahrain. That's NAVCENT. U.S. Naval Central is the Fifth Fleet. So that naval base is the headquarters. That's why That's why when everybody was saying the evacuation of Bahrain matters, because that's NAVCENT. I'm telling you right now, I would be extremely skeptical if NAVCENT is fully manned at the moment. I don't believe it.
But they're also claiming that they're targeting the Lincoln ship, but I don't know. It's just it's pro IRGC channels.
Yeah, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Trying to see. Israeli military instructed civilians to remain in bomb shelters until further notice on Saturday amid waves of Iranian ballistic missile attacks. Quote, you must remain in a protected area until an official notice is given, the army said, adding that air defense systems were detecting and intercepting threats. That's from Iran International.
But also, I wanted to say something. Like, someone was claiming that the Iranians are not happy with the strikes. But for instance, there was this video of a U.S. jet or an Israeli jet above Iran, and they actually were cheering. So it doesn't mean that everybody is not happy or not happy. But I mean, there's also people happy basically that it's happening, because especially a lot of people that lost their lives in the protests and their family members, they were actually waiting for this to happen. But of course, the people that are on the other side of supporting the Iranian government, they are not happy with it.
The Russians have made a comment about Trump saying this is the peace president. So the Russians are now a little bit pissed.
I just wanna pinpoint something about what Vladimir said. You can have that, but you can also have the impact on the populace that is against the regime, but the impact of the war is different. The moment you start having rockets and strikes inside of your area, near your houses, near the area where you live, it impacts you indirectly if you want it or you don't want it. And that's the point that I think other people like Dana were bringing up, and other people, independently of political affiliation. I don't want to go into that, but from someone who's on the ground, I think like also people that are in Israel on the space, or other people, those people too have the same point. We're getting struck. Like, those people are sitting inside of bunkers. They are getting hit. We are discussing the high military implication. Now you have people also in the UAE, in Qatar, in Kuwait, in Bahrain, people that have never seen war recently and that moved to those safe havens that are being impacted too. The entire region is going ablaze. I think no one is happy with the fact that it's a war. We just need to analyze it from a higher perspective, which is the military perspective.
I think the Iranians have already had, just as this epic victory for the U.S., the Iranians very originally True Promise 4. So Operation True Promise 4 is Iran's retaliation.
So one of the intercepted missiles just fell in Syria, in Daraa area on the Israeli border.
Can I jump in, since I've had my hand in for a while and I'm Iranian and I have
Go ahead, Johnny.
In touch with the Iranians of the country. Thank you. So, right. So as Vladimir pointed out, there Iranians right now, and we're hearing from them live. I'm getting messages. There are Farsi spaces. We're all elated that this is happening. Nothing is worse than the presence and the continuation of the Islamic regime. But moving on, here's what I really wanted to say. It's important that when we talk about Iran and the consequences, that we at least produce evidence. On Mario's space, and on your space, Citra, just 10 hours ago, I called it. I said, the statement that was put out by Trump 10 hours ago was mirroring that of George Bush's speech right before they struck Baghdad. And it happened. Again, I'm telling you this with evidence. The reason Iranians are happy with this is because they know the direction in which they're going. And the direction was the one that was set forward by the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. When I say that the overwhelming majority of Iranians support this, and there is a transition government already participating to take over the government, we Iranians say this with evidence. So I wanted you to keep this in mind. We're not looking at civil war, chaos this, chaos that. It's just like during the 12-day war, it was reported by the U.S. government, mainstream media, and human rights organizations that in all 31 provinces, Iranians erupted and poured out in the streets, and there was no this province turning against this province, this group wanting separation. None of that happened during the 12-day war. It did not happen in the period between the 12-day war and now, and it's not going to happen now. The path, and one more thing before I end this. Donald Trump's speech today mirrors some parts of it about the direction in which Iran will be going, mirrors the statements that is being put out by the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. This is not coincidence, this is coordinated. Thank you for listening.
we're getting.
Can I just say that nobody's in touch with Iranians inside the country? I know this for sure because there's absolutely no internet, and all of us are trying to contact people inside, and none of us have been successful. And nobody speaks for all Iranians. I don't speak for all Iranians. Nobody else speaks for Iranians. And nobody knows what most Iranians think because there's never been a proper poll. So anybody that claims that they speak on behalf of Iranians and they speak on behalf of even majority of Iranians, really you should regard that with extreme.
Breaking another wave of silence in Kuwait right now.
And I think Aja News is reporting that the Kuwaiti civil aviation has temporarily closed their airspace. So back to back there, Hazem. I think that the Bahrain though, I think there's only was that one explosion. It's just getting recirculated like crazy.
I got a confirmation from someone in the UAE. So in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, there is near Zayed Airport. There was a couple of interception and a loud bang in the outside area. So it didn't hit anything that is close to where the hit. So I think they were intercepted above the UAE in Abu Dhabi, and the sound that we're hearing are from interceptors or the remains of the missiles.
Sorry, Citra, was I cut off or did I drop off the space? I don't know if you cut everything I said.
We heard you, and then we jumped in, and then now we have we're just sharing the news after Donna. But I don't want to go this back and forth. The regime change, we're not there yet. There's a lot of news going in. You said your point, Donna said your point, so now we corrected this. I don't want to get right now in that because there's a lot of going on inside of it. I mean, not only in Iran or Israel, just in the region as a whole, this is a major regional war right now.
Sichep, are you surprised they didn't close down the airspace for these other locations in the Gulf? Do you think because people were leaving with private jets? Because I'm very surprised they had already over an hour to shut down these air bases.
So I mean, again, I think people look when we're dealing with this aspect, right? And we were doing this before. People were putting a lot of emphasis on the embassies. I mean, we did see some of that in the airspace closures, and a lot of times you're not going to get those warnings. You're not, and so that's kind of the situation that we're in. And now we're seeing a lot of these countries close their airspace. So I'm trying to see. I think the strike in Bahrain is just that one explosion. So there's one missile that went through. I think that's really for the fundamentally it. And I think it's just getting recirculated because I'm just interested to see how much it is. So, yeah, that's it. We're trying to get confirmation if Kuwait airspace has been closed as well. And I know, James, you kind of had it. We're going to have glitches on this.
So, Sitrap, I want to make a quick point. Every time a city in the Gulf getting hit, you're saying that all bets are off, regime change was mentioned. I have a very different theory than this. For Iran to hit, let's say, Abu Dhabi from Bandar Abbas, they need a very short-range missile. I wonder if they have the long-range missile capabilities we think they have, or they're able to rebuild enough under all this pressure over the past 6 months. Maybe, just maybe, they do not have enough that can reach Israel, and now they need to resort to hitting American interests within short range.
Sorry, Hazem, that's important. We're starting to hear reports of explosions or interceptor getting up in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. That's big. The reports are coming through multiple sources and multiple medias. We're not saying there is an explosion in Riyadh, but we're saying that there is a probability.
Riyadh, right? You just broke in with that with the Riyadh?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That's crazy. Wow, Riyadh.
Regarding these strikes directed at Israel, I remember reading an article from JINSA about how they were able to intercept half of the incoming missiles from the Islamic Republic, but with respect to the other half, they actually needed assistance from the Americans. I don't remember if it was about the Patriot missiles, but nonetheless, they needed assistance from the Americans. At this point, with this incredible military presence in proximity, I think perhaps now they're comfortable enough. The Israelis, I'm daring to speak on behalf of them, someone can correct me. Again, this is just my guess. They feel safe enough to now, together with the United States, conduct these military strikes. So perhaps, and this goes to what Hazem was saying earlier, the Islamic republics either does not have the capacity to retaliate, and they really did not have effective capability to hit Israel even back then. They probably don't have it either now. I don't know what's the situation with the Arab countries in the Persian Gulf, but with respect to Israel, I hope that they're able to completely defend themselves against the incoming strikes from the Islamic Republic.
Just a small point.
So we're seeing more strikes. Israel is leading strikes against in Iraq against groups. So that's going on also currently. Jan, sorry, I jumped in. Go ahead.
I was going to say the same thing, but also add to that the Houthis have announced that they will join the war. Like officially said.
Yeah. We did see that.
I'm seeing another
I know, Gregory, you've been waving your hand up.
missile site up in smoke. So there's another Tabriz missile site up in smoke. There's images and video. I'll retweet that right now. And there is, what is this? So somebody posted a video allegedly of Israeli Navy sub submerging and moving pretty fast. This OSINT account. I don't know if this is
I would be.
Yeah.
Well, I would be very skeptical of that simply because the internet has been cut and it's hard.
No, in Israel. Out of Israel. There's video from.
Out of Israel. Okay.
Yeah.
The IDF is confirming that all incoming missiles are coming from Iran territory.
So I think so. Okay, so I'm going to go to Gregory. I'm just being because again of how the Al-Qaeda missions come. I'm wondering again if these are coordinated or not, or two is there's clearly the focus I think is more in Israel. What I think the way that we can have a better understanding, which I'm a little bit surprised we haven't received a report, is like if you remember the 12-day war, there were large salvos of ballistic missiles. We haven't seen that yet. Actually, wait. Okay, I'm not going to shut up because I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so that's the thing that we're at.
Sorry, can I just say in terms of targeting the regional countries, that's what Iranian regime always said, that if there was a strike against it, it will definitely target American bases in the region. So it's no surprising that there is concentrating on doing that with the aim of influencing the oil price and that ordinary Americans. So that was always
100% agree. This is the risk with regime change. All bets are off. But I agree with you, Donna, 100%. That's what we're going to see. What I'm trying to figure out if this is coordinated or not. So that's the only thing. Gregory, go. I know you've been waiting, so go ahead, Gregory.
Yeah, what I wanted to mention, everyone kind of mentioned a little bit of it, but I also wanted to bring in the fact that there's a bunch of commercial planes right now off the coast of like the UAE and other parts of the Gulf states that didn't close their airspace yet, that didn't close their airports yet, that are just circling. And you can even see this on like Flight Radar 24, where they're just circling because they're not going to land in an airport that's about to be, bombed. So it's very interesting to see what they're going to do with these commercial planes, because there's also this sense that a lot of people are going to be trapped here, and U.S. citizens are going to be trapped here. So if this is going to be a multi-day and eventually maybe even a multi-week operation, the U.S. is going to have to do something with its U.S. citizens in these states, and it's going to be very interesting to watch. So it's something that people should look at. That's what I wanted to bring.
Actually, Nelson,
a quick breaking reports of 6 separate strikes on PMF in Iraq.
Yeah, Mark, I have to ask you. You've been patiently waiting. Have you heard anything on the Iran? One of the aspects that was supposed to be targeted was Iran's nuclear facility that's been reported by Fox News and other Western U.S. agencies. Have you seen anything that kind of, because we're all focusing on one thing, but have you seen anything about the Iranian nuclear program specifically that's been hit? Have you seen anything from that angle?
Nothing. No. I mean, all the sites were hit and heavily damaged, we believe, in June of last year. And then, as reported in the IAEA not secret report, but confidential report that major newspapers were reporting on yesterday, so that's February 27th now, that Iran was not allowing inspections probably had greatly diminished capabilities, but was still, I don't know, standing up against the world, not allowing inspectors. And I think that when we see reports out about what's struck, it's not clear we're going to see any extra information that tells us more than we knew last year. It's just that they didn't allow inspectors, and the IAEA report said that it was entirely possible that up to a few hundred kilograms of moderate to highly enriched uranium escaped damage. And I've seen reports that said, look, this stuff could be used to start up special reactors to make highly radioactive isotopes that could be used in dirty bombs. Maybe. It's all kind of weird. So the question in my mind is, why did they stand up against the world for what's likely to be not very useful amounts of product? None of that is the direct answer to your question. I haven't seen any extra reports. I don't know if we're going to see it.
Question for you: nuclear reactor in Bashir, the nuclear facility in Bashir, the plant. Could that be a target or no?
Almost unimaginable. We had a guest a few hours ago say something about it being a Russian reactor. I mean, it was a plant that the Germans were building for Iran. Then the Russians completed it decades later. There's a reactor there. I know that civilian nuclear sites had an unprecedented involvement in the Ukraine war because Russia captured a nuclear plant from Ukraine. But other than that, aside from a lot of loud language about this, in general, there's almost nothing to be gained by either side from attacking or making a target out of civilian nuclear facilities. And I don't think there's been any statements from either side involving Bashir nuclear plant, except to say that nobody believes that Iran's enrichment program was actually for their civilian reactors. And Iran didn't really make any credible claims at all that their enrichment was for their reactor. So pretty much there's a carve out. That reactor has not been targeted and has not been involved in this conflict. I would not expect that to change, but I guess we'll watch.
No, thank you. Please stay with us, man. Again, anybody nuclear, follow Mark. He's the GOAT. I would say, again, James, I'm following it. The UK MTO has released statements related to basically the military conflict over there. So we're just saying that's going to have broad-based implications for international maritime trade. I'll share it right now. It looks like there might be another wave of strikes going on currently in Western Iran and in Iraq. It's going to be hard at this moment to determine which one is Israel and which one is the U.S. So at this point, I think for these arguments' sakes, I know there was the plan of the initial wave. That, plans change as the conflict continues. But I think for this, we're just going to have to call it a combined strike by both U.S. and Israel. So we're seeing that in Iraq and in Iran. James, I think what is clear to me, at least at the moment, is that how the U.S. and Israel are analyzing and doing this is they're going to go big to end this once and for all. I think that is the objective. Not only just regime change, but they're going to solve all the problems in the negotiations, the nuclear, ballistic, and the proxy, it looks like.
Yeah, it's the final one. If we want to put a word on it, it would have been better than the name maybe that was given, but the final one. So that's the last time. You either get to a place where you agree on something or you're done. Is it the right strategy? Is this what should happen? Will this lead to the successful objective that wants to be achieved? That's a different question. Right now, what we're seeing is destruction all over the Middle East from both sides, and this seems to be a non-ending for the next couple of weeks, I assume, if not more. What's your opinion on that, Cetera? Okay. Talking about, we're getting information. Just a second, we got information. Breaking news, information about this explosions in Qatar, capital, in Doha, capital of Qatar. So that just popped up.
What just happened? Do you have any images or video?
Sorry about that because I glitched there, but I was about to say it's supposed to get started. But I think we're also getting. Hold on, where was that quote? The Qatari one, and it's kind of interesting. Literally, we got this back to back. The Qatari Ministry of Defense, we would confirm that the security situation is stable and under complete control. And then shortly after that, were explosions to Qatar's capital, Doha. And then Reuters quoting an Iranian official, all U.S. bases and interests are within Iran's range. And then Iran targeted all U.S. bases and interests in the region. Tassim. So Tassim is the Iranian state media. So it does look like this is broad. The question that I have, again, this is initial, right? But compared to the amount of strikes that the U.S. and Israel did at the beginning wave, and look at this retaliation piece from Iran, it does